That's Davy Allen and the Arrows with the title song from the 1967 biker film The Glory Stompers, starring Dennis Hopper, Casey Kasem, Jody McCrae, and our guest today, Chris Noel, back just in time for Christmas to talk about this movie. She's got a new book out called Filming The Glory Stompers with all sorts of behind-the-scenes information. You know, Chris, your character in this movie was put through the ringer. Were you affected by anything you had to do in the film?
No. Actually, I don't know why it was easy for me, but it was. I mean, sometimes I'd done projects where I was just like, that day I was still hung up on maybe some lines or something, and it was still bothering me, and I wanted to get through it so I didn't have to concentrate on it. But I didn't have that problem with this movie.
So, in other words, with all that biker madness going on in the Glory Stompers, everybody pretty much behaved themselves.
Yeah. Except in some of the wild scenes, there were some wild people that were in there. There were some, I don't know how it happened, but there were actually some Hells Angels that were in the scene. But for me, it was fun, except in a chase scene when Bob Tassier was chasing me, trying to recapture me because I had gotten away.
Right.
And right before we did the shot, I mean, I did the route, so I knew where it was, but then when it came time to shoot it, they decided to take and put a whole bunch of bushes and twigs, et cetera, in front of the lens. And I didn't know they were there, so when I'm running, now I have to jump over those. And as I went to jump over, my foot got caught. And I went down, and I really strained my foot. I mean, it was really painful. But I got up and continued to run. Other than that, everything was just fine.
Now, when I mentioned this movie to you, probably earlier in the summer, you had mentioned that you had gone to dinner with Dennis Hopper. Now, having looked at the book, apparently there were many dinners.
Yes. Dennis and I were friends. We had dinners in New York and Santa Fe, New Mexico, and L.A. throughout the years. I worked with him again after this movie. I did, oh my gosh, I can't think of it. It was like a Western thing. He played Doc Holliday, and I was one of the ladies with the big full skirt and my hat on and that sort of thing. And but I had worked with Dennis in that also, and that was shot in Santa Fe.
Now, I know that Dennis essentially took over the directing duties on The Glory Stompers, even though he's not credited as a director. How did that happen?
Well, frankly, I thought we were finished filming, and all of a sudden I get a call from Dennis. He says, "Chris, I don't like this," and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to direct, and I need you to go out into the desert and meet us in Palm Springs at the such and such, and we're going to spend a whole day out in the desert refilming some shots. And if you look at my book, you will see that on one side was Easy Rider and the other side was Glory Stompers. And then you take a look and you see what was in Easy Rider, and you'll see that the same sort of thing was in Glory Stompers, which was very interesting.
And, of course, he directed Easy Rider, so I guess he was trying those things out for when he would eventually kick off his directing career.
Yes, he always wanted to be a wonderful director. It was very important to him. He was working on a movie he wrote called The Last Movie. Was it The Last Movie?
Yes, it was, yep.
To me, he was just a wonderful, wonderful artist. Not only was he a fine actor, but he was a fine director and really good writer and photographer. Some of his photography is amazing. And in my book, you see a lot of my photography.
Mm.
See, he loved photography, so he didn't care that I was taking pictures
right
all over the place. He could care less because he appreciated that. He appreciated me as an actor. Actually, actress, because I'm not one of these that really like to say actor all the time.
Right.
I'm an actress. Right. I don't mind having an R-E-S-S after it. Anyway, I just think he was just really, really talented in so many ways. he was really I don't even know if I want to say he was a nice person. I liked him. I really liked him.
You know, I have to ask you about another one of your co-stars in the Glory Stompers, and that's Casey Kasem.
Casey was just so nice. What a nice person. And I had been on the radio, on Armed Forces Radio, and I had talked to him because a sponsor had come to me about perhaps my doing a radio show for them, and they would be the sponsor of it. So by the time I finished talking with Casey and he put together all the numbers, I mean, it was just so expensive. And I thought to myself, my gosh, you know, I'm just used to picking up a mic and starting to talk and to make things happen with my show. And I just couldn't believe that kind of money went into making his project happen.
Wow.
I mean, it was a lot of money.
By the way, I should mention that the book we've been talking about, Filming the Glory Stompers by Chris Noel, is available at Chris's website, chrisnoel.com. You could also go to Amazon.com, I suppose, and get it.
It's better to order them from me.
Better to order it from chrisnoel.com. Now, of all the films you've been in, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn here if I say that Girl Happy is probably the most well-known, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Elvis.
Right. But the reputation of the Glory Stompers seems to have risen over the years.
Well, interesting thing is nobody knew it existed, truthfully. And I think I first saw it on television maybe, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, all of a sudden it came back.
There was Glory Stompers. I almost fell over. And I'm happy about that because that's the only movie that I took a percentage in.
Oh, okay.
We all did. We all took low salaries and took percentages in the movie.
And you made more money off that one, huh?
Yes, off of a biker film.
Well, it played all over the country. You know, it certainly played drive-ins.
I'm just really happy when every time it gets out there. I just got a residual from Girl Happy. And I just happened to have opened it today. I think it started at about $27. And then I think by the time they take all these FICA and various things out of it, I think I ended up with $17 residual.
Yeah, it's enough for a trip to Wendy's, maybe.
I know. People have no idea that, you know, back in the 60s, we didn't make the kind of money that actors are making today.
That's true.
Sometimes I'm sort of appalled when I hear what somebody's getting, and I'm going, oh, my gosh. And they're not even really that good. I can't believe they're getting that kind of money. Millions.
I know. I know.
First time we heard of anyone getting $1 million was beautiful Elizabeth Taylor. When she did Cleopatra, that was the first $1 million that was ever paid to anybody in the film industry as an actor that I'm aware of.
Now, we've spent a lot of time talking about the Glory Stompers, but of all the films you've done, which one are you most proud of?
I think I really love the fact that I was with Elvis Presley in Girl Happy. And truly, it's one of the, I would say, probably top 2 of all the fans. They kind of go back and forth. In fact, in Graceland, they're doing something for the birthday in January. And they wanted the fans to pick between that and a special that Elvis did. And it was sort of like a 50-50, so they're going to be putting both of them on the program. And I like being in one of the favorite movies that Elvis did. I like that a lot. I like the fact that I was able to be in a movie actress in a time where the movies didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I don't like today. I think it scares the children. It gives them nightmares. I think that it teaches them, after they see so much, they start to desensitize, and it's easy to think about killing, and that stuff is not good for little children. It's very bad for them. That makes me feel ashamed of the industry, frankly, because people are just doing it to make money. It's not about putting something wonderful on the screen to make people feel good and better about themselves. And that's the one part of the business that I really don't like. And I feel I was very, very fortunate that most of my work was very uplifting and funny and never hurt anyone, except for my last two films, which were both biker films with a lot of violence in them.
Right.
And I'm with I'm with Rolling Thunder every year, and I'm with a lot of bikers. I just did a Heroes ride in Gallup 3 weeks ago. I mean, these people are very honorable and wonderful, my biker friends, and I don't see any violence and stuff with them.
Well, they probably have a good laugh over Glory Stompers.
I'm sure they do. Sometimes they go, I like that movie. Well, guys are going to see it differently than I would see it. So.
Right. They're probably paying more attention to the bikes.
Probably. Yeah. And those had to all be renamed. We had to find out what they were, because we're talking about in the 60s. The bikes aren't like that today.
Yeah. Well, Chris, it's always a joy to speak with you. The book is Filming the Glory Stompers, the inside story behind this 1967 biker epic featuring poor Chris Noel, who goes through a lot in this movie. But you put through the ringer in this film. And again, what would this holiday season be without a visit with Chris Noel?
Oh, thank you so much. I always appreciate being on your show.
Thanks so much, Chris. You have a great day.